Hi, everyone. Today's episode is such a special one and one I've been so excited to share. I'm joined by 5 incredible guys who each bring a unique and honest perspective to the surrogacy journey. Blake, Greg, Isaiah, Shane, and my own husband, Josh, are all married to women who have been surrogates. And not just any surrogates, but also amazing team members here at Egg Donor and Surrogate Solutions. These 5 dads open up about what it was like when their wives first brought up the idea of becoming a surrogate and how they processed and supported that decision and what it felt like to walk alongside their partners every step of the way. From meeting the intended parents to being part of the delivery day experience, we talk about how surrogacy has shaped their marriages, impacted their kids, and change their perspective on what it really means to serve and to help create a family. Whether you are a partner supporting someone through this journey or just curious about what goes on behind the scenes, this conversation is full of honesty, laughs, and some really touching moments. I am so grateful to Blake, Greg, Isaiah, Josh, and Shane for sharing their stories, and I know you are going to love hearing from them too. Enjoy! Me, you, and who? Who knew it would take more than 2 people to have a baby? In a world where infertility is no longer a taboo topic, this podcast will take you through all of the different aspects of surrogacy and egg donation through the lens of many who walk this journey in different ways. My name is Whitney Hall, and I am a 2-time surrogate, now turned surrogacy coordinator for Egg Donor and Surrogate Solutions, the very agency I used when I chose to carry for 2 amazing families. With this podcast, it is our goal to help guide and support you as you learn about what it takes to grow a family in an alternative way, as well as hear inspiring and beautiful stories of how this path has changed lives forever. We can't wait for you to hear about just one more way happy families are created every day.
Thank you so much for doing this. I'm so excited. It's really fun just to get everybody in the same room together. But just to get started, I know, okay, Isaiah, you just did this.
Yes.
But the rest of you guys, you're going to have to go back into, just the depths. But do you guys remember kind of what you first thought when your wife came to you and was like, hi, I think I want to be a surrogate?
I think I was pretty afraid pretty quick. Why are we getting pregnant again?
Not we.
Well, I mean, fair point. But, it just, caught me a little off guard. Our pregnancies were pretty good, but, still a concern for me on the health side. I just always have a little bit of worry about that. And so I think that was what caught me off guard at first. But, I knew that you had been thinking about it too. So it wasn't a complete surprise, I would say.
Sure. What about everybody else?
For me, even when we first met, Shanna and I, she had mentioned that she always had the intention to carry a baby for another family. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't really surprising, but I did need to do a little bit of research because I didn't really understand the process of how IVF worked or any of that. So for me, that was the scary part. Okay, how does it actually work? What do you do? What happens after? So for me, that's pretty much it when it comes to it. Just finding out information about it, educating myself into it, because I was ignorant at the time. I had no idea about it at all.
I feel like that's really common, actually. Just how does this even happen? The medical side of it, that kind of thing. What about you, Greg?
Yeah, it was more of a slow build.
Okay.
Because we had some struggles at first with our first 2.
Right.
And that idea starts to come into your mind that this is real, this happens, people struggle to build a family.
Yeah.
So that led into one thing that led into another thing. So for me, it was kind of a slow build. So when she first introduced the idea, it didn't seem completely crazy. Mm-hmm. It just seemed kind of like, why would we do that? Again, I mean, I understand why, but But again, why would we do that
Sure.
at the same time?
Sure.
So then it took some convincing and some research and education afterwards as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Shane, I feel like this was kind of similar to y'all's story as well.
Yeah, definitely. We'd gone through secondary infertility, so we're familiar with the IVF process and all that. And for me, it was pretty straightforward. I know Meg and I know her heart, and she's like, "Hey, I think I want to carry a baby for someone." I'm like, "Okay, let's go." I mean, it was just a matter of fact. I'm like, "This is the next step. Let's roll with it."
Sure, naturally.
Yeah, it was pretty straightforward.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think I interviewed Meg a while back, and I think one of the most hilarious things she said was, in her mind, she thought that if you were to be a surrogate, like you paid for everything. And I think you were like, okay, we just have to budget it, Meg. Like we just,
It's gonna be a good, expensive blessing that we're giving.
Yeah, I didn't know how all the details worked, but I knew if that's what she felt led to do, then well, I'll be there to support her with it. So
That speaks a lot to your heart as well, and that's awesome.
Yeah, no. And I feel like Katie was very similar to Shannon of just, it was just always going to happen.
Well, it wasn't from the start for us because she was in a whole different industry when we met. She was in high school when we met, in the industry of learning. But she was on the egg donor side.
Right.
She started that business. Gail was the matriarch of the surrogate side, and they kind of partnered their businesses together a little bit, but I knew everything there was to know as a husband about the egg donor side. But I remember it vividly. I was at home with the 3 kids. She was at TJ Maxx and had just gotten off the phone with Gail.
TJ Maxx.
Yeah, that's right. She had just got off the phone with Gail, and she called me from TJ Maxx and said, "I think I want to be a surrogate." And I said, "Okay, I don't know what that means, but let's
Sure.
let's do it." So yeah, it was. I mean, and it was obviously just an incredible blessing for our family as well. So.
Yeah, for sure. When did it, from going from like this random idea and we're kind of doing research and, things like that, when did it click for you guys that like, oh no, this is really happening?
I don't know that I had a singular moment that I could pick out. And again, maybe just because it's been fuzzy because it's been a while. But it was, again, as I mentioned earlier, the slow build continued throughout. Okay, she brought information to me because I was very like, okay, we got to look into this. We got to look into that. How's it going to affect this? How's it going to affect that? I wanted all the information. She did most of the research and brought that to me like it was a meeting of sorts almost.
Yeah.
and again, it was just kind of like, okay. And then it just continued and it didn't stop. So it was just like, we're in agreement, and we never disagreed. We were in step the whole way through. So again, it wasn't a singular moment that I could pick out.
Just that slow build, just continuing that slow build. Yeah. What about y'all? Was that kind of similar?
For me, I think it was when I first met the intended parents.
Okay.
So my wife, she tends to plan a lot of things. And
Shannon's a
like,
doer.
I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do that. And I'm like, sure, I'll support you, whatever you want to do. But, And then one day she tells me, oh, we got to get ready because this day we're going to meet with these intended parents for the journey. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, so during that meeting, we met them. And we instantly clicked with them. So I was like, oh, it's getting real now, we didn't promise, but we make a commitment with this family that we'll do our best to help you. So that's for me, at least, when kind of like everything came together. And then obviously all the appointments and that came after. But yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was the same. I say it was like kind of the match meeting we had. We live up in the Dallas area, and our IPs are from Houston, and they came up and we met, and we were about to go to Disney World, like as a family, and she shows up to this match meeting with like just all kind of swag for our kids for Disney World.
Yes,
like,
if I remember right.
The most ridiculous big, like cartoonishly big lollipops.
So
like
much candy.
Mickey Mouse, and then a sweet like picture frame Disney themed and all that, but like. It was an incredible meeting. They're the most awesome people. And that's when it was like, yeah, okay, this is, I can understand why we're doing this.
Yeah.
And it got very real in that moment.
I think it puts the humanity, it's not just scientific of what's going on. When you meet the parents, we're like, you see their need and their want and their heart, and you really fall in love with them. 12 years later, we're still in contact with the first family. I'll text Jeff, hey, how's it going? How's the school year going? And that's when it got real. I agree. Of wow, this is deep. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
To
Well,
make a family.
I think you're right, because I mean, you go back to like all of those decisions that you're making, and you're kind of having to be very methodical. It's a meeting. It's, okay, and I have to fill out this application, and we have to get medical records, and we have to. I mean, there's so many kind of check boxes and to dos that it can be so easy to get caught up into that. And then whenever you have those moments and people are showing up with big lollipops, or you're meeting the people for the first time and you're seeing that want and desire, you're so right, Shane. It really does just kind of bring it back to that original why. Yeah, for sure.
I think I kind of had like 2 moments of where it got real in very different ways. Definitely the match meeting with the intended parents. We got lucky. We're in Houston also. And our first set of intended parents that we worked with live 5 miles away from us. And so just knowing that, hey, we're right here in the community, we're going to be able to see each other pretty easily. We're going to go to the hospital right by their house. Like it's really, really made it very real for me quickly. But I think the other one for me was we were driving back from Florida from a vacation, and we had some time to burn, so we did our phone call for our legal contract. And we spent about 2.5 hours on the phone as the lawyer went through every last step of what this all entails. And I think my eyes just got bigger and bigger and bigger.
Meanwhile, kids in the back seat. Like,
no kids, fortunately.
No, they didn't have to hear all that.
I think just realizing everything that went into it, and all the different things that, coming from the outside in, you would never think about. That just have to be ironed out, and it's all good stuff for sure. It just, thinking about all the different ways that we have to make sure our bases are covered going into this, for everybody to be in a good situation.
Yeah, for sure. So speaking of that, as you were being approached with this idea, the idea becomes a reality. How did you guys kind of navigate some of those either concerns or just questions like, okay, how is this going to affect our kids? And, we all love the joke, my wife is pregnant, but it's not mine. Like, how are we going to talk about, with work?
I used that joke at work.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was the best.
It was a great mic drop.
Absolutely. It stops the room.
Yeah, it was the best
I'm
time.
like, don't worry, I know him. He's a great guy. The eyes get this big. I'm like, oh, that's so.
Oh, it works
The
every
best.
time.
The absolute
so
best.
great.
It was the best time joking around that. Yeah.
Wait, what was your best one? What was your one where you were like, that was it? That was the one.
We were at it was a staff meeting, so conference room, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to be out next week. My wife's pregnant. Oh, congratulations. I'm like, don't worry, it's not mine. And they're like, oh, great guy. Love the family. It was fantastic. Like, mic drop, the room is silent.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
It was wonderful.
For me, it was my youngest, like just in the grocery store.
Oh, yeah.
Just tell random strangers that mommy's having a baby, but it's not ours.
Yep.
I'm like, what does that even mean?
You're just, you're in produce and now you're starting to like explain
Yes,
surrogacy.
exactly right.
It does open up some interesting conversations you have with your kids, and I think the kids were like, it's completely normal to them. Like, they're like, okay, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe parents or older generations, it's a little bit harder to
Yes.
navigate. Parents and grandparents of like, they don't understand why we're doing this. So that was a different path. Like with Meg's parents to explain that, or to my mom. But the kids were great. They thought it was neat, and I think it puts them. Man, it gives your kids a little sensitive heart to that, and opens them up to a world that's that they understand a little bit better, a little bit deeper. So
We had a similar thing with our kids. We used the kangaroo book. to
Yep,
explain
kangaroo book,
the
solid,
process, all right?
solid book.
This mommy's pouch isn't working well, so we're going to use mommy's pouch, and we're going to help them, build a family. But the older generation of our family was very concerned. What if something happens to you during your pregnancy? Mm-hmm. And Katie's answer to them was, "What if this was my baby?
Yeah.
Would you have the same questions? Like,
Right.
if you're concerned for my kids about, what if something happens to me? Like, my answer to that is, what better example can I give of serving and loving others than to do something like this?
Yeah.
Like, I could understand a little bit their concern, but at the same time, like, that's, that's not in our hands. All we can do is try to be, the best examples to our children of servants and loving others. And it was an easy answer.
I agree with that. For me, the same thing. Explaining to my parents, they're not even from here, so it's a process that is not known back in the Dominican Republic.
Sure.
So it's like, wait, what is happening? Like a lot of them thought that Shanna would be with another man to have the kids.
Right.
Traditional surrogate.
Sure. We had to go talk biology.
Yes.
We had to,
It was like biology classes and everything to explain to these people how it works. And then it came to but isn't she gonna be attached emotionally to the kid? And all that. I was like, well, she knows what she's signing for, and explaining everything to them, and her willingness just to help others and just do what's right to help a family that kind of have their own kids. It was very difficult, but when it comes to my kids, on the first journey, Julian wasn't born yet.
Right.
But he was born.
he was just little though.
He was just too little.
Yeah.
So Maya, on the other hand, she just welcomed the idea with open arms, and I remember her first school year. She went to school and telling my mom's having a baby for another family, and told everybody. And it's a Catholic school. So we thought it was going to be a whole different response from the school.
Sure.
When it comes to Shannon, but they loved her for that. So it was a very welcoming idea for them that we were doing this for another family.
Yeah. And for Maya, that's cousin. That's, yeah. It's so sweet.
Awesome.
No.
Coming back to the work thing, I still laugh about it in my head today, because the best one for me was when you tell somebody, and if you can just let it sit there.
Yeah. Dwell time.
I would see how long I could go sometimes, just to get the pure entertainment value out of it. It was so fantastic.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Their faces is like,
Yeah, they're
so
processing. You can
confused.
see them processing it, and it's just let it sit.
Watch their face change from delight to confusion to
Yeah.
concern.
How do I react to this? Oh my gosh, what do I do now?
rocket science.
It was the best. But then the coming back to the children as well, that was the easiest part. The kids were very normalized by it. It seemed like
Yeah.
it was just another day.
Sure.
From what I recall. So, and then coming back to the older generation, if you will. And explaining it to them, the medical piece of it being the biggest concern, or what if something happens to you? For us, ultimately, that's why Allie did not do an additional journey, because there was plenty of medical advice given and checkups and all that. And so you do that at the beginning too, when you have all of the things that anybody would have, and you are either able to move forward with it or you're not. And you get all that information, and you're able to make an informed decision. And that's how we kind of always approached it and explained it to anyone that was concerned. And yes, typically it was an older generation that would.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I remember that attachment piece that I feel was always a concern that we had to navigate. And I just remember always saying, you guys, I know what the finish line is. I'm not sitting here thinking about a name. I'm not sitting here planning a nursery. I know what the finish line is, and it's not giving up. It's giving back. That's just what it is.
Yeah, totally agree. It was never a concern, because it was never my baby. It was always, Jeff and Natalie's or Kurt's baby or whatever. It was always someone else's, and we were the oven, to take care of it. So it was never, I know, on social media, that's a big thing of that separation. It's not there. It's not, because it's never yours.
And I think even if it were, for whatever reason, if it was kind of brewing, man, just being in that delivery room and seeing the reaction of the IPs,
Absolutely.
It's the best.
Anything that was brewing there would vanish. Just being able to witness, that was we were at a new hospital, and it was the first surrogacy delivery in this hospital. So I mean, it was like a spectator sport. Yeah. I mean, every doctor, every nurse wanted to be in there, and
they were, I don't know about it for you, but for us, the nurses were like, man, we want to be a part of this.
Yep, exactly. Not a dry eye in the room. It was
We had
awesome.
a good friend that was a photographer, and she's like, can I be there? And so we were able to get some very intimate black and white photos. And as Blake said, to see, and I'll say especially the dad, just tears coming down his eyes. and just
Yeah.
sit back and like, we helped make a family.
This is why we did this.
We helped make a family.
Yeah.
And like on Mother's Day, he sent us a card, and he's like, you made a dad, a mom, a grandmother, a grandfather. Y'all made all that. It's not just one. And the impact of the dad is what got me, of just to see them. And the mom, of course, to sit there and weep. But yeah, I agree. That delivery room is the best place to like, here's your daughter.
Yeah.
Meg's
Yeah.
first journey was twins, so like, here's your twins. I mean, it was
That's awesome.
Yeah.
fantastic.
I think you're right, Shane. I feel like there's got to be something, in I would say probably in, a heterosexual relationship, something about a dad seeing that happen, because for so long you're watching your wife go through whatever it was that led you to where you are now, where surrogacy is how you're making your family. And I'm sure as a dad, you're just sitting there and there's only so much you can do. And then to all of a sudden be in that position where that's your baby there, that's got to be just,
Phenomenal.
yeah.
I didn't plan to do this, but what you said made me think of a post that our intended mother put on Facebook on Mother's Day while Katie was pregnant with their baby. And she is brilliant. She is a beautiful woman, and she is quite a wordsmith as well.
She is.
And so I'm gonna read. It's not terribly long, but I want to read because
No, please.
I was a blubbering mess when I read this. And I'll probably tear up reading it now, honestly. Her post says, "Happy Mother's Day to my mama, who has been the most influential person in my life. I know I'm so lucky to have mom be synonymous with best friend. Happy Mother's Day to those that are mothers in their hearts, but who don't have their baby to hold yet. Their precious soul is meant just for you, is waiting his or her turn. Happy Mother's Day to those who have lost a child and are anxiously awaiting the day they get to celebrate with their child again. Happy Mother's Day to the moms who have gone before us and whose children are missing you today especially. And happy Mother's Day to the once stranger who has become a best friend, whose love is so great for her own children, she decided to give the gift of motherhood to me. Thinking of all the mamas today, happy day to each of you." Like, I mean, that was early on in our journey as well. Like, it was, again, like just more reinforcement of we're doing the right thing. Like, this is why we're doing this. And it's, it really is. It's just an absolutely beautiful experience. What we say, the best thing that we've ever done as a family.
And Whitney, you kind of alluded to it, but this is the end, and you get to give. Like, that's not an easy journey for them. Like, this has been a very it has taxed their finances and their family and their emotions, and the weight that the mom has gone through and the dad. This is not, and to see the culmination of not a journey they probably planned on,
Right.
but a result of, man, this is even more than we could have ever imagined. It just, there's nothing like it. It's fantastic to be able to give that gift to them.
I agree. It just it takes your breath away when you are there in the delivery room. So for us, Shannon delivered a little bit after COVID. So there were restrictions at the hospital. So they took me in a closet at that time, and then the intended parents were in the room with her. They asked me if I wanted to be there with her, and they're like, "Okay, there can only be 2 additional people." It's like, I'm not gonna take that moment away from them at all. But then the nurse, she kind of pulled me in, and she said, "You know what? Come in and be there for her." But they wanted to be very much present in the moment. And I offered, "Hey, do you want me to take the pictures? You know, for the videos and everything?" And I have this video of them when they held that baby for the first time. I just couldn't stop crying at the moment. And that's, if there is any attachment during that time, that's when, as you mentioned, like, that's when like, you did the right thing.
Sure.
It was I would never forget it being possible. I'll take that with me for the rest of my life.
Yeah. What does it make you think? I mean, you already know that, like, your wife is just a rock star.
Yeah.
But then kind of in that moment, what are kind of your thoughts? If you had any hesitation prior, as you're going through all of those questions, as you're thinking about all of the check boxes, for you guys, obviously you saw that beautiful moment with parents seeing baby. What do you remember what your wife looked like when it was all happening?
obviously delivering a baby is very difficult.
Sure.
So she looked very beat. And even when you can tell that she was in pain, she couldn't stop looking at them. Like having that moment. And you can just, by looking at her, you know that she's like, wow, it was all worth it at the end of the day. You know, all the shots, I had to give it all. I lost count of how many shots. And we also got pretty close to the family, where I had the opportunity to talk to them about what the whole journey has been for them. And Kevin, he had talked to me about how many shots he had to give to his wife for to go through the whole process, and all many failures, all many failed attempts.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking there, oh my gosh, it's a lot. It puts a lot of stress on them. And that's why when we went into the journey, Shannon and I also wanted to just be as flexible as possible to make sure that, they are comfortable with everything that they need. Because if we're stressed about it, we would say that they are 100 times more stressed.
Oh, sure.
So, yeah, it's just amazing.
Hey, we'll get right back to the show, but I wanted to take a moment to let you know that for the past 18 years, we at Egg Donor and Surrogate Solutions have had the honor of walking alongside women who didn't just dream about making a difference. They said yes. Yes to helping someone else's dream come true. Yes to helping create a happy family by becoming a surrogate. Whether you're just curious about surrogacy or ready to take the next step, we'd love to support you. You can download our surrogate compensation guide or schedule a quick 15-minute call with our education team at createahappyfamily.com. Our agency's promise is to give you the autonomy to choose the family you help and set your compensation, as you promise to give a parent the greatest gift one can give, a child of their own. It's okay to have questions. This is a big decision. But if you've ever wondered whether surrogacy might be a fit for you, this is our invitation to find out. All right, let's get back to the show.
So going back to those shots, what did kind of those early days of support look like? Because I feel like you kind of, at some point, you get to go to the pregnancy part, and it's like, oh, we've been there. We know what this is, and all of that. But what do those early days of support look like for you guys? Everybody's giggling.
I mean, for me, I had never given anyone a shot prior to that.
Sure. So now you have a new skill.
There was a level of, again, uncomfortable with that whole
Fear.
process for sure. What if I do this wrong? What am I going to mess up?
Sure.
All those things, How do we know if we did it right? That was a true concern, the whole, how far do you pull back out? What, is there blood there? Is there not? Is there all these things going through your head? And it's just kind of like, wow. And at the end of the day, it was actually quite easy, quite frankly. It was more fear built up in my own mind, of course, than anything else. But after the first few, it was like, all right, let's get this out of the way. Here we go.
Yeah,
And,
sure. Absolutely.
But then the worst part for me was just seeing her go through the pain when, swelling in certain areas. And, wait, we've poked you in so many areas. There's no soft area here. How do we find a soft area? So that was difficult. But in the end, looking back, it's not even something that I even think about before, we even brought it up today.
Yeah.
Just a distant memory, barely.
Yeah, I think it's a funny memory for me at this point, but at the time I think I kind of treated it a little more scientific, if you will, of how fast do I need to jab,
Right. Yeah.
and what's the right spot to go to
Right.
to leave the least bruising and soreness for the next day. Because we definitely missed a few times, and had some big bruises for a week or so, and I felt really bad whenever that happened.
Sure.
I wouldn't want to do that to anybody, but yeah, I think definitely the shots were very interesting. Watching all this medicine come in boxes just nonstop for a couple months was crazy. It's like way better than Amazon, I guess. But I thought it was really cool to kind of see the process of just how much work has to go into this for everybody involved, and how much science goes behind it, honestly.
Sure.
It's incredible what these doctors have narrowed it down to works best, and how much that still is to get the process going.
Yeah. For sure. I would say, to your credit, my second journey was during COVID. So, it's a little close quarters and things like that. And Josh did a great job of, oh, kids, it's time for a walk. We're leaving now.
Yeah.
And I just got to lay there and just like, that was good support. That was real good support. So yeah, gold star for you.
Yeah, 8 miles later, they're all complaining and sweaty.
Yeah.
They're tired.
Yeah, exactly.
When I think about like the support side of being the husband of a surrogate, in our journey, so we just had one journey, similar situation where we had all three of our children via C-section, and then Katie's surrogate baby was C-section as well, and the answer from the OB-GYN was like,
You're done.
you're done.
Yeah.
And Katie was even like, to go a step farther, she was like, what if I wanted to have my own baby? Would the answer still be the same? She was like, yes, you're
done.
all the way done.
Yep.
Like, no matter whose baby it is, your body's done having babies. But to complicate matters with our journey, most of us being from Texas will probably remember when Bluebell had a problem with listeria.
Yes.
Katie decided to dip into my Bluebell, which I told her, like, that's what she gets because it was my Bluebell.
Because it was my Bluebell.
She ended up with listeria, which was not a problem for really most anybody except, pregnant women.
Yeah.
And it was obviously a very big, scary, very stressful for our intended parents. And I give her a hard time about it. Like, it was, there was a whole like social media thing about, oh, I don't care, I still want my Bluebell. And she's like, this is affecting people's lives. Like,
Yeah,
this is
sure,
super serious.
sure.
And it was. And she still gives me a hard time about the fact that I still eat Bluebell, like despite all the, trouble, because Katie had to be hospitalized.
Mm-hmm.
And everything ended up fine.
But it's scary in the
But it
moment.
was very scary.
Yeah.
Like, and so she was hospitalized and had to get like a port put in for additional medication ongoing, just to make sure. But like that was obviously you don't plan on like mid pregnancy being hospitalized
Sure.
for a matter of a week or so. And for her, she just got a whole lot more work done. Being like.
That sounds right.
In a hospital. Well, yeah, it was horrific. But I was at home with the three kids and trying to work as well. But we had family support, and all of that seems so like you can laugh about it now. But even in hindsight, it seems so minor. Like it's just such a small, simple price to pay. For the joy of being able to witness what we got to witness.
But that's so. I mean, but stuff like that is so important, and I think that's why. Being in the seat that you guys sit in, being in that role of, you get to drop the joke at work of, it's
Sure.
not my baby and all of that. But at the end of the day, you're still there. You're supporting in the daily life. And it is, my wife's hospitalized. I got to take the kid, or my wife desperately needs a nap. They're going on an 8-mile walk and I will take the whining. It's totally fine. And, it's figuring out what delivery day looks like and navigating all of that. And, the late night runs to whatever we're craving or, all of that jazz. It's still that support.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember
Yeah,
those.
'cause, your wife's still pregnant, and so
Yes.
she's going to still go through all of that cravings or nausea or I'm tired.
Emotions.
Pregnant brain.
Yeah, so you're still navigating that because, Meg went through 2 different journeys, and so we had 3 kids the first time, I think 4 the second. I think we had Hattie, and but you still support, right? That you're
Yeah.
but now you're giving shots, and so
Sure.
we laugh about it now because we have a really funny video of doing the first shot, like where she was a little panicked, and the kids were laughing.
Such support.
Exactly. But as the husband of the surrogate mom, you still have to support her in different ways. But that's what you do because
Yeah.
you kind of you still remember your why of man, we're going to do this. We're going to this temporary inconvenience or temporary life change, but your kids get to see that example of this is what service looks like. This is what giving looks like. Because they also get to see the end, we get to go, we end up going to a baseball game with the family and you see, 5 years later, here's our kids and their kids. And it's just a beautiful picture. And they get to see that. Like, okay, yeah, now it makes sense.
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible. We still go to the birthday parties for the
Yeah.
twins from Whitney's first journey, and we're seeing them grow every year, and our twins just love playing with them.
Yeah.
And Emma loves getting to kind of run around and boss them all around, big sister, and it's awesome to see that they just have this easy innate connection of just knowing where each other came from.
Yeah.
And it's just built-in friends automatically.
Yeah.
And I think we're really lucky again with how close we were to them physically, because it's given us a lot of opportunities to just go see them kind of on a random whim.
Yeah.
And it's made it a lot of fun to just see the kids, how quickly they react to that, and how much they love just going to see these guys.
Yeah. And for your kids, it has opened up something that's very normal.
Yeah.
I remember I was teaching, and I mentioned what Meg did, and one of the students is like, "I'm a surrogate baby,"
Oh, wow.
Wow.
and I mean, he's like, I haven't been able to share that because no one gets it.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, but you understand, and it was really neat. And my kids are the same way. So if they find someone who's like that, so your kids have that experience of like, yeah, that's normal. I get it.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
I've walked that. So it's neat. It's so deep. The ripple effects that we get to be participating in and also learn.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Is there, looking back on the journey or journeys, is there just a moment that, I know delivery day, that's the big one, but is there a moment that just really just stands out for you? That's always just like, if I think about this, this is the thing that pops in my head.
I think our second journey, the intended mom had been struggling with fertility and going through the process for about 10 years. Like, just a lot of, perceived failure and emotional baggage coming along with that. And just, we hit a point of like, a month in, 2 months in, somewhere along the line after, we did the transfer, where that's where her knowledge of the process stopped. And seeing her go from, I've done this a bunch, I know how this goes, I know how poorly this goes, to,
It's going to be okay.
We're here. And just not having all the answers all of a sudden, and watching her husband support her through that was a spot for me that I just, that caught me a lot.
Yeah.
Seeing that, their story was completely changing around, having kids and having a family. And I think that was the moment for me more than anything else that I'll never forget. Just watching their mentality around it change in an instant. And suddenly, we're on this really, really positive journey. And obviously it turned out fantastic. We were during COVID as well, so we camped out with them in the hospital for 3 days. Walked in. They brought a cooler with them with some lunch for us, and a couple beers for the husband.
I was going to say, yeah, and beers. It was the greatest. Like, everybody reverted back to college. Like, the nurse walked in, and both of them like put the beers behind their back, and like, yeah.
It was perfect. And, just to get to experiencing that with them, and just watch their family blossom since then has been so cool.
What about y'all?
I remember this is actually like post delivery, but something that sticks out to me. And it's funny, but it's also like kind of special too. Around the time, Pace is Katie's surrogate baby's name, and he's not a baby anymore. He's about to be 9. But we would still, keep up with them and go visit for birthdays and things like that.
Sure.
They're a few hours away. But around the time he was getting to that stage, I don't know, around 1.5, 2, where you can they're learning things and meeting people and remembering people and who's who. The first time we visited during that, like, they told Pace, like, this is Katie, like, this is whose belly you lived in, before you came to us. And then the next time we came down there, like, he threw a fit. He would not go. As soon as we walked in, like, he started bawling, would not go anywhere near her. And it turned out it was because like he was afraid he was gonna have to go back into her belly. Like she's back, and if she's here, that means I don't want to be in there again. And it was,
I like it out here.
it was really funny, but it was just like it has become such a special bond, and they've actually had 2 other children since then, kind of miraculously. A similar story, really, where she had so many miscarriages before, the surrogate journey. And then we were going to try another journey. And that's when, Katie's doctor said, no, you're done. And we got a call from Kendall, her intended mom, where she was crying, saying she was pregnant. And for her, she knew what that meant. Same
Right.
scenario.
Right.
This is going to be another painful miscarriage and another, additional heartbreak. And miraculously, she kind of got to that point, whoa, I haven't been to this step yet. And she had that baby and another one even since. So Pace has 2 little brothers that, again, kind of miraculously, mom was able to carry herself. So she eventually got to experience, both sides of it. But it's for me, it's just kind of more watching our relationship as families grow, and the special bond that we have with Pace and with his little brothers. We're kind of like aunts and uncles to both of all 3 of them, and then just obviously the relationship that we have with Kendall and Will, and the gratitude. It's funny because you probably have experienced it as well. They want to buy your meal when you're out, and they're like, you have to tell them just straight up, you can never pay us, or buy us enough things to thank us for what we've done. You're never going to get there. Stop
it's
trying.
Good. It's good.
Just know, we love you. You're welcome. That's it.
Yeah.
We're just friends now.
Exactly.
There's no more trying to pay us back for it. It's said and done. We're just friends now.
Yeah.
I think I have 2 moments. The first one, they invited us over. We went down to Florida and we stayed with them for a couple of days. And Shannon had this, I don't even know the name. It's to check on the heartbeat of the baby.
Oh, a Doppler.
A Doppler. So at that time, the whole family was there. All the parents, grandparents. So Shannon offered, hey, you want to hear the heartbeat? And when she did it, I had never seen this man. He's 60-ish, maybe 70 years old. He started crying when he heard the heartbeat. It was, I don't know, I could see the tears. It was such an emotional moment for them to be able to hear that. And it definitely got me too a little bit. So,
Sure.
Yeah.
The other one, I would say, it was after delivery that they asked us to be the godparents of the baby. So it was, a very emotional moment too. And it meant a lot to us.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and again, right? It's, Happy Mother's Day. You've made a mom, you've made a dad, you've made 2 moms, you've made 2 dads, but you've made grandparents, you've made aunts, you've made uncles, you've made cousins. It's more than
family.
You've made a family.
Yeah.
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 For me, I don't think it's one particular moment. There's a lot of different moments that stand out, but kind of dovetailing about what y'all said. One is you helped to create that happy ending that they've never had. So for Meg's first journey, the intended the mom had some internal health issues, so we actually had to use eggs as well. So
donor eggs.
Donor eggs, and the surrogate. And I think the whole journey is what I remember. Even now, I see those, at 1 year old, see those babies. At 5 years old, see them, and they look just like the egg donor process is amazing. They look just like the parents.
Yes.
Beautiful, and especially I resonate well with the dad. Jeff loves these girls with his very breath, and when he sends me pictures of volleyball tryouts or whatever, I'm like, this is incredible.
Yeah.
12 years, they're going in, I think, 8th grade, and I'm like, wow, that is incredible. The joy keeps going. The journey keeps going.
Ends,
That we got. It's not just a delivering. That's the start.
Yeah.
For us, and to see that journey, and to see them just have the fullness and the richness of being a parent and being a family, and get to experience all the the drama of the teenagers, and to see that is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
I think that for me, that's what stands out. Is not just one moment, but a bunch of little moments that string together into a beautiful, beautiful journey.
For sure. For sure. For anyone who's maybe listening to this, who maybe is just hesitating or has fears about their wife wanting to be a surrogate, wanting to do this, what is maybe some advice, words of wisdom, little nuggets, or maybe what would you say to, yourself whenever your wife first approached you with this, idea?
I'll come back to, I don't know if this is going to be words of advice by any means or wisdom for that matter. But, I kind of talked about it toward the beginning as far as the process and learning along the way and just being educated about it, obviously was paramount. But doing just that and knowing that there are so many people along the way that are going to either be there to support you and or help you and or direct you by way of whether it be spiritual leaders, whether it be medical professionals, whether it be friends and family, whether it be other couples that are going through the same thing. They're all there. They're all there. And if you utilize those resources to the best of your ability, you're going to know whether it's the right decision to do or not. And that process is going to help you determine whether you move forward or you don't.
Yeah.
And there's going to be plenty of key factors along the way that are going to help clue you into that.
Yeah.
I said it before, but my answer would just be like, it's I guess not for everyone, but for us, it's the best thing we've ever done as a family. I mean, we've had great experiences along the way so far and good vacations and awesome moments, but I truly believe it's the coolest thing, the best thing we've ever done as a family.
I love that you keep saying as a family.
Yeah.
Because
everyone's involved.
Everyone's involved.
Yes.
Everyone's involved.
For sure.
And also remember that you're not just, as you mentioned before, it's not only parents that you're creating, it's also grandparents, uncles, aunts, cousins, you name it, brothers, siblings. It doesn't matter. You're helping so many people. And I think, at least for me, as you mentioned, it's just one of the best things that we've done as a family. And I wouldn't do it any other way. So just do it.
Yeah. No regrets.
And no regrets at all. And you'll have support. It's not like you're gonna be into it alone. There is now. I don't know how it was like years ago, but now there is a lot of information about the process out there, and there is support. There's a community out there that will help you out. What you said, medical professionals, whatever the case may be, you're gonna have support.
Yeah.
And it's worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about 9 months of inconvenience. That's a blink. That's really, really small. Like, you doom scroll that away.
Sure.
But to change their lives forever, it's worth it. I think that's the best advice. And this is going to be kind of a shameless plug, but I mean, here at Surrogacy Solutions, the employees really care about you. Like, they
it's true.
want your best. Like, we all know them personally. They pour their heart and soul in this, and they are here to guide you and, husband and wife through this process. I think, and I know that's, I don't want to be a shameless plug, but you couldn't go with it better because they truly love what they do, and they love you, and they want to walk you through this. And so you will have support to do it. So know the why and do it, and you will be supported and encouraged and cheered on to the end. So,
I think my advice would be to be very vocal and show your buy-in and set the tone. Because I think if you come in to go tell your wife's parents that, she's doing surrogacy and you're waffling, that sets her up for a lot of issues with, just having to tell people and have them question everything. Yeah. I think showing your commitment to the process early sets the tone for your kids, for your family, but also for everyone, because the questions are going to come up. Yeah, they always do.
I love that because that builds a depth in you and your spouse. Sure. Even more. So you're closer at the end of this process because you were her bodyguard and you carry that weight for her.
Yeah, this is something our family is doing.
Yeah.
Not she wants to do it. So,
exactly.
Right.
Yeah. I love that. That's great.
Yeah. No, for sure. For sure. Okay. Well, my last question, and it's a fun one. And I don't have it with me right now because I was trying to not get the coffee jitters. But for anyone who knows me, they know that I generally I essentially really just need an IV of coffee with me at all times. But I always love to ask the question, what filled your cup today? Literally or figuratively, what has filled your cup? And we're early morning, so I'll let you guys, you guys can have like the last 24 hours. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm going to say for me, so to pull the curtain back a tiny bit, we are all here at my house.
Yes, we are.
I think we're expecting 70 people, and it's families. It's the team of Egg Donor and Surrogate Solutions and their families. And I get to be a family and a team member, actually. And it's a huge blessing to me. But just, you asked earlier about, like, the emotions you experienced, what you went through during delivery and things like that. And it's just pride, right? In my wife and in the woman that she is, the leader of, of people that she is. But to just see all these families coming together, they all have this kind of one common purpose, that drives, what they do, for a living. And the kids and watching the kids talk and play. And I mean, we had an awesome team event last night as well, with some clients, and it's been really fun, and also a great measure of pride, for my wife and her team, and just what they do every day, and the families that they help create.
Yeah, totally agree. I think seeing all the different families that are in this company and working together for the same common goals of just changing people's lives. It's so cool to see the different ways we've gotten here, but also just how united a front everyone has out here of wanting to make the world a better place, and just change people's lives in a big way. And so that's definitely brought me a lot of joy over the last 48 hours.
I agree. I think it's been interesting to just see how, like, our extended families, man, they're one. Yeah. Like, you just met them and now they're your best friend.
Sure.
So I think that, but also kind of at the start of the recording, I'm looking down, I'm like, man, knowing what these gentlemen have been through, that's all I need to know. Like, this is the best type of men that you could ever find. Mm-hmm. Like, that's of how they love their wives, they love their family, and they love and serve others. I'm like, man, this is top notch.
Yeah.
On who I'm with today, and I really do feel that. Like, this is awesome. Like,
no,
this
for
is
sure. You guys are in a good club.
A great group of men, and except for Blake, I just met these guys. I'm like, no, I'm good. They're good men.
Yeah.
So that's what has filled me, is to see this.
Yeah, I agree. Seeing everything, how the company is. I work for a big company, for the state, and it's so different.
Sure.
The mission, compared to you guys, it's like, okay. It's not a lot of employees, right? I think it's 20 something. I ask Shannon all the time. It's like, but you make such a huge difference in people's life that I don't think there is an amount of money that you can just put into it. It's just, oh my gosh, the difference that these people make to others is just amazing and something to be very proud of.
Well, I think he just filled my cup a little bit.
Way to go, Shane.
Very, very well. Well done, well said. I know at the end of the day, this is still a company.
Yeah,
it's
sure.
an organization. And all organizations say family first, and what they want, what's best for you, and yada yada yada. And I think we all know that is, for the most part, bullshit. I've never felt that way with my wife working for Egg Donor Surrogate Solutions.
Yeah.
The inclusivity to have all these families come in for this event. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying it's something that has to take place all the time or every year or anything whatsoever. The fact that they even did it this once and they included everybody is significant. Yeah. That probably filled my cup, because I believe it's a company that does want the best for its employees and supports its families just as it builds families as well. So that was fantastic.
Very good. It feels good. It feels good. Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much. Thank you for just all of the stories, the wisdom, going back in time. And, I agree, Shane, this is a great club to be a part of. And so there's something
Come join
special.
us.
Yeah, come on. It's good. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Yeah.
It
Well,
really is.
yeah. But seriously, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure.